Mount Meru or Mount Sumeru at the North Pole. Supposedly there's a magnetic mountain called Mount Sumeru, and it's at the center of the world.
Now, you can see the flat earth plane, the all-seeing eye, the divine feminine all the way down, the black hole sun.
Yeah, what you see is Father, Son, Eve, the moon. They both placing their light inside the center hole.
The zodiac has all the constellations that the sun goes through. The ancients quartered this to represent the seasons. They put a cross through it to divide it up, and the ancients then placed the sun on the cross of the zodiac, and they would tell the story of its journey.
The sun puts its light into the hole, the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish, and the black hole sun reflects up the green-ash trailing light, the Aurora Borealis.
One side of a black hole is a light hole. This is on loop, the Jesus-Lucy loop.
Here, we see the sun starting to make its journey upwards on the zodiac. It's currently crossing the spring equinox. As time passes, the sun hits the Tropic of Cancer during the summer solstice. Eventually, the sun makes its journey into Virgo. After he passes that house, he's in the autumn equinox. The sun is getting ready to fall into the southern equinox. This is why the season is called fall.
The sun goes round and round and round, moving inward and out, bringing the seasons.
At this time of the year, when the sun is in Virgo, there is a constellation beneath the house of Virgo known as Crux, a constellation that is a cross. At this time, the sun appears to be on top of the cross of Crux during the autumn equinox. The sun is now getting ready to begin to die to its lowest point, the winter solstice. The sun is making its lowest arc across the southerly sky during the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. Jesus the sun has now died upon the cross of the zodiac since he is at his lowest point of power.
The earth is completely flat. It's Father, Son, Eve, the moon, Mother Blackson at the bottom. Father, Son places his minstrel light inside the center hole.
6, F is the sixth letter, it's 666. You see the sun on the top, okay? It's like the barber pole, and the black hole sun underneath. It's being rubbed in your face, people. This shit's on everything.
The Holy Grail is an allegorical object whose true meaning is that of the center of our plane, the exit out of this matrix.
So it's a flat earth plane, every compass is pointing to the very center where you get eternal life. You drink from the living waters, and you pass into the land of perpetual twilight. It's just that simple. X marks the spot at the center of the dish. It's the Holy Grail. It's right over there. They rub it in your face, and symbol after symbol, and movie after movie. It's literally every religion. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's all the same shit. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole with the green astral jet shooting out. It hits the parabolic mirror and showers down on you. At the very center of the dish is the Holy Grail. That's where we will bathe in the eternal waters, drink from the living waters, and then we'll pass into the land of perpetual twilight.
X marks the spot, like on a map, and like some pirates, it's say X marks the booty, because that's the treasure, and the booty is the bottom, like, you know, your bottom is your booty.
And mandalas are the man's split, that's what it means. But mandalas are also flat earth. Flat earth attempts. And with the mandala, that's what the mandala is. In the very center would be Agartha, Eden, Mount Meru, Mount Moriah, Mount Sumeru. That gets us into the flat earth.
They're showing you the earth is the shape of a football. It's on legs and fixed. You can see the sun and the moon. This would be like Lilith, the black sun, who wouldn't conform to Adam. All right? And here we have Eve, Adam and Eve. And, okay, you can see the eye, black hole sun.
Aurora Borealis is the astral jet, like, people talk about, like, astral projection, and, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's like, you know, astral, like the ass-trailing jet. And that's why there's all this, like, X marks the spot, booty, treasure, prize at the bottom.
Your clock looks like a clock for a reason. Fits over the flat earth map. Jesus, that's X marks the spot where Jesus the Son placed his light.
Robert de Boron was the first one to describe the true Holy Grail. The Grail was said to be Jesus' drinking vessel from the Last Supper, and which Joseph of Amoravia used to catch Jesus' blood during the crucifixion.
The first continent is known as the imperishable sacred land and is the most mysterious of the 7 continents. It is said to be located in the region of the North Pole.
So, you have to understand one thing, is that this thing is not cold, it's not Arctic because it's cold. This Polvis word means awakening.
In medieval art, the Holy Grail is typically placed in the center of a flat, round table. This is telling us what I'm saying. The prize is at the center of our plane.
Gerard Mercator, of all the people involved in the history of map making in the Netherlands, and indeed elsewhere, one name stands above all others, then as now. Gerard Mercator was preeminent as a cartographer in whom geographical scholarship was allied to technical ability as map draughtsman and engraver.
Mount Meru is at the center of an island, as shown by a map made by Gerardus Mercator in 1595. This isle is located somewhere in the Arctic. Mercator actually mentioned in a letter around the same time. Right under the pole, there lies a bare rock in the midst of the sea, and it is all of magnetic stone.
Mercator is the most widely known figure in the history of cartography. His is a name recognized by anyone with even the most basic acquaintance with maps.
This sacred land is stated never to have shared the fate of the other continents because it is the only one whose destiny is to last from the beginning to the end of the Manvantara throughout each round. It is the cradle of the first man and the dwelling of the last divine mortal, chosen as Shishta for the future seed of humanity.
As I've talked about in previous videos, the 8-rayed symbol is usually synonymous with a gateway. The cross of the Elu represents the gate of God. The Sumerian 8-rayed symbol of the Nibiru represents a gate. The Dharma wheel, symbolizing the walk towards enlightenment, is a gateway to nirvana. And there's many more. These are all converging towards the center. All compasses have 8 points, and this is no accident. Our compasses point towards this magnetic mountain where we must go to achieve everlasting life. This is why there's always an arrow or red mark indicating where to come pass.
The Matrix is the way it is for a reason. Everything is shown in plain sight. Every single one of these symbols is showing you the same exact thing.
This is the North Pole. These are lands around the North Pole that they don't tell us about, but they did tell us about right here.
The first continent surrounded and included in the North Pole and extended somewhat southwards from the pole in 7 different zones like the leaves of a lotus. These zones included Greenland, Spitsbergen, with other former land areas in the far north that have since been submerged. The central locality of the first continent was right at the North Pole.
The 360-degree mark is going to be your exit. Okay? So what I'm saying is, it's 360, but by the time you get to your destination, it's going to be the 0 point. You will have arrived at the 0 point.
It doesn't matter what religion you are. It seriously does not matter which religion you are.
Many airplane pilots over the years have come out about a huge hole where the North Pole should be. The North Pole is forbidden to fly over, and all pilots know this.
During one of these travels, I sat adjacent to one of these pilots, and he had a lot of stripes on his shoulder, so I assumed he, was kind of high up there. I then asked him, so when you fly these polar flights, do you fly directly over the North Pole? and he then all of a sudden got defensive on me, and he said, well, wait, what are you asking me these questions for? He's looking around to see who else was paying attention. And I said, it's a very interesting subject to me, and I'm just curious. He said, look, you cannot, when pilots fly northern polar flights, they cannot fly directly over the North Pole. There is no North Pole. You fly around the pole. Why do you fly around the pole? Because there's a big frickin' hole up there. You cannot fly over the hole. And he said, but from the way that you're asking me these questions, I assume you already have heard some things about this. And I said, absolutely. And so he told me that he's actually flown around this lip of this opening of this hole, this enormous hole in the north. And he said if you tried to go further in towards this hole of this lip, over around the edge of this lip, then or into, all of your instrumentation would start to go haywire. And he said, so you just couldn't do it.
This is where true magnetic north is. This is where the astral light, the aurora borealis, shoots out. This is where we need to get to.